Hello YouTube and welcome, and this is basically a yard update video and the future videos that will come out or probably will come out on my channel. Now we'll start off here with the bikes. We have this one, which as you know it's the summer holidays now. I rode that red one to school for the last couple of weeks because I got a puncture in the rear tyre, and then the front tyre went flat mysteriously on its own, so that just sits there for now. This one needs some rust sanding off of it as it's gone rusty throughout the winter, and it does work fine, although the front brake I think is possibly jammed on. Yesterday I budged the fencing over and right up to the edge, so all this long grass here that hasn't been cut was where the fence was back here. That workout bench thing sort of just sits there because the barred bit that you put the weights on, we haven't got that. That black bike all the way up there needs a puncher fixing and a new back wheel, because basically it isn't any good anymore. Luckily I've got this gate system here, keep the dogs off the lawn. I'll come up here because it's just easier. Yeah, basically it needs the puncher fixing, and somewhere on the back wheel, oh there, it needs a new back wheel, so that just sort of sits about until it gets fixed. We dumped most of the rubbish in the trailer, but we was fitting a new kitchen unit yesterday, so there's more bits been thrown in here. I mean, this is some used car engine oil that just sort of sits there. Under here, I have put both the Magna bikes. Yeah, both those Magna bikes, that Magna Invader and the Magna Creation that I found a little while ago. Both thrown out in an alleyway. Both of these I put under here under cover, as obviously this one I've kept for my mum and this one I've kept as my sort of spare bike and my dad's backup bike. So cover those back up. They are sort of a bike they were put under there because out of all the bikes that we've sort of got, they were the ones that I sort of cared most about, although recently I did get hold of another bike, the Apollo Phrase, which was in a car accident, as if you've watched any of my previous videos you'd know. I'll pick that up in a minute. This one here, it'll be staying how it is until I get hold of a new pair of front forks. And really I need to get over another bike because I need to put the front brake bit back on. This grass box doesn't fit any of the mowers besides that one. Well, when I say it doesn't fit any of the mowers, it doesn't fit any of them, even that one, but you can make it fit that one, but to do it, these don't stick out far enough. So what you need to do is cut another hole there so it's got like a hook, and then cut down here a bit and then go across so it fits on it. This one I brought home for the Black & Decker lawnmower. Oh yeah, I tidied up the shed yesterday as well for that lawnmower there. That black bar squats I brought home to fit this mower, but it doesn't fit. This mower is on eBay for sale for £5. If any of you want to buy it, just type in Black & Decker lawnmower spares or repairs. It works. All it's missing is the grass box, the bolt that bolts the blade on, and the blade itself. But we're hoping that'll sell. If it doesn't sell, I'll just cut the lead off of it and chuck it out, probably. That fan I brought home just as a fan for the shed garage, run an extension lead out in the garden to cool me down if I'm working out here doing stuff. But it doesn't work, so that's just basically a YouTube video waiting to come out. The mount field we're also going to sell because, you know, because it's modern, it is a nice mower, but there are things on it that don't really suit its house. For example, if this is one of those houses that things get broken quite easily. The primer bulb bit we don't really understand. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it does anything, but it's got a hole in it, so whether you're supposed to put your finger over the hole or from the side or not, we're not really sure. And it just seems like a little cheap bit of plastic slapped onto the side of the engine, waiting to get broke off when you're mowing the lawn. The grass box, obviously, it's because it's material, it can perish and get chewed up by mice over time. The deck's plastic, so it can fail, it can split. Obviously, this lawn will always get stones and stuff thrown on it. And it's got one of those modern cheap pull starts, so when they break, you can't fit a new one, because if you do buy a new one, it'll fall apart before you even get it on the mower. The only good thing about it is it's self-propelled and it's just easy to start. But it doesn't really suit this house, if I'm honest, so we're just going to sell it on eBay, probably. This one we're going to keep, because obviously it's got a massive grass box, it's more robust, there's less to go wrong with it. It isn't self-propelled, but that's a good thing, because it doesn't make you lazy. That is a fold-away traffic cone. It folds out to a full-sized traffic cone. I'll show you it, actually. It's actually it's quite cool, really. I don't really know the use of it, but there you go. And you've got yourself a traffic cone. Don't ask me why anyone would want a fold-away traffic cone. I'm not really sure. But there you go. Not really sure what it's for. Put that back. It's possibly for like a dog training course or something. This tyre, was off of the front wheel that I put on the Apollo Phrase. The buckled front wheel that was bent in half, the inner tube in that, and that tyre was off of it. I had to bend it straight a little bit, the wheel. Obviously, it was still wonky, to get the tyre and inner tube off of it. This lawnmower we will get running. At first, my dad said there's not enough pull cord you won't be able to get enough, pull it quick enough and all that to start the engine. But obviously, after I showed him now, it's obviously easy to turn over because it's got no compression because it hasn't got a spark plug in it. He sort of agreed. I said to him it's just stiff to turn over. So I probably will ask my dad at some point to give it another go at starting it, because obviously I've took all the pull start apart and fixed it, and I've cleaned the tank out. Now, Grandad has got pull starts and stuff that fit it, but I'd rather just leave this one on it, if you know what I mean, because if it works, sort of thing. So yeah, we've got, I did tidy up the shed. We've got quite a lot of things to do. I'm waiting for that to sell, so that's one bit of junk out the way. This we're going to put up for sale. That'll be more room in here. This we're going to keep for mowing the lawn, and that we're going to keep as a spare lawnmower. But if there's any new videos you ever want me to to film, for example, if you wanted me to do a petrol lawnmower versus a battery-powered lawnmower, which is in the playhouse, comparison video, which one's better, we've got a battery lawnmower, we've got a petrol lawnmower, I can do videos like that. Yeah, I will smash this one day. Not today, though, but one day when I feel like it and it's not too hot outside. That's just some weed killer, because my scruffy neighbour at the bottom doesn't sort out her garden and ivy keeps coming over, so we have to spray it. But never mind. I don't think there's much else out here for you to see, particularly. We took apart an old bed and put it round here to keep the dog off, because I don't know if you know, but we have 3 dogs, and the newest one, Dodge, don't know if you've ever met him, but basically, he goes behind here and keeps drinking out the nature ponds and chewing up the bushes. So we put this here to keep him out. In case I did mention there was a battery lawnmower in here. It's in there. That's the battery lawnmower. I'll tidy up that as well. I don't think there's much else out here for you to see. This is the Razor scooter. Move this scooter out the way. This is the Razor scooter with the Razor spark brake bit on it, which came with that bike. The basketball net seems to have yet broke again, so that's going to want fixing again. That frisbee I found down the side of the garage. I don't know if it's one of the neighbours or not, I'm not really sure. This scooter came from down the road, and I did ride it home, and it has the lights and stuff. Hasn't really been used, but it's in quite nice condition. To be honest, it's too small for me, and it is a bit too small for my brother. So we might just either put it in the charity shop or stick it on eBay, see if it sells. This one's a scooter that also came from not far from here. They were being thrown away. It was all rusty. I sanded some of the rust off, but it rained, and then and then went rusty again. But yeah, that one's a nice scooter and it's quite big, so we'll keep that. The Razor we'll probably keep. This one's sort of not too small, but it is a girl scooter, but I'm not really bothered. Well, this bike works fine. I mean, that's a bit loose, but the pedal's a bit... It works, that's the point. I don't think there's much else out here for you to see, actually, for a yard update. I think that's pretty much it. But hopefully we'll get the Mustang on the road soon, because we need to do that, but that's probably going to happen next year. But the dirt bike... keys are here. The dirt bike needs its engine rebuild. Let my phone adjust, that's better. We've got up this piece of worktop and we've put the engine up here. The piston has got some bad scoring on it, as you can see really clearly there. Basically the crank's seized. The crank won't move. The crank inside the engine that moves the piston. Basically it's quite... The scoring on the piston, it's obviously been rammed with no oil and seized. So it's obviously going to want new crank and possibly new rings on the piston and stuff. So that's where this sits for now, but really we need to lose the bike, so we've got more room to work in here. The car, that tyre's completely flat. The trailer wheels, we need to seal them, because I don't know if I told you, they leak air all round the edges. I did tidy up my dad's garage, and tidied up the shelf a bit. We sorted out the petrol can, so when I mow the lawn next, these two have petrol, and I found a hose so I don't have to keep trying to tip it without spilling it, and that's just an empty one. We've got loads of petrol cans. I think there's one in this side of the Mustang and one that side in the boot, but obviously the boot's locked because it's one of those boots on springs, so as soon as you unlock it, it automatically just opens. The only thing we've actually done to it since we brought it, or since my dad brought it, is took the trim piece off here, which is up on the wall there, shot blasted some of this out, and it's got... These cars are really solid. It's got a really solid body, besides a bit of rot just there. You can see the daylight, a little bit of rot just in there. You can see it better from this side. Look, bit of rot there and a little bit on the bottom. That is the only bit of rust on this car. Oh, and there's a little bit here. There's none on that side. Here on the gutter on the other side, on the passenger side, isn't rotted at all. That's in perfect condition. It wants a new seat trim, and there's a bit of damage on that wing where it's the wheels were too big for it. The tyres were too high profile, and basically it damaged the wing. The mini motor that we put here, we need to put a spark plug in it and put some fuel in it. That should run, but it wants new valve stems and a proper cap, because this one doesn't fit. That's just on there to keep the dirt out of it. Other than that, there's literally nothing else to show you. That's pretty much it for what we need to do. Need to do the Mustang and the things. We haven't had this door opening ages. You see all the spider webs and crap around the padlock. That's when we last had that open. But there's really nothing else in here to talk about besides the bike and the car that need doing. That's literally it in the shed. Not much else around the yard either, really. Just stuff. That's our kitchen units we would take apart. That's rubbish, really. Unless there's enough bits left over at the end, I'll make a shelf for the shed. There's some car ramps. We've got the bits in the loft, and there's a box there, and we've got all new suspension, bushes, and brakes, and everything, new exhaust, everything to repair this car. All the stuff we need to restore it. New handbrake cable, the lot. We just need to put it on. So, yeah, that's the end of this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you soon with a new video, and bye-bye.